The Green-Eyed Monster, Exposing Jealousy and Envy. Jealousy and envy, often used interchangeably, are distinct yet equally destructive forces. Jealousy arises when we fear losing something we already possess, like a relationship or a position. Envy, on the other hand, festers when we desire what someone else has, their success, their possessions, or even their perceived happiness. The evil one exploits these emotions, twisting them into weapons of destruction. He uses them to sow discord, incite hatred, and ultimately to tear apart the very fabric of our lives. Recognizing the difference is the first step in protecting yourself. When jealousy and envy take root, they create fertile ground for manipulation. The devil uses these emotions to drive people to extremes, pushing them to betray, sabotage, and even destroy those they claim to love or admire. Think about it. How many relationships have crumbled because of insecurity and possessiveness? How many careers have been derailed by backstabbing and resentment? These are not accidents. They are the calculated results of unchecked envy and jealousy. Identifying these toxic emotions in others can be challenging, but crucial. Look for subtle signs: excessive flattery followed by undermining comments, a constant need to compare themselves to you, or a thinly veiled resentment of your achievements. In romantic relationships, jealousy manifests as controlling behavior, unwarranted suspicion, and a constant need for reassurance. Among family members, envy can appear as passive-aggressive remarks, a refusal to celebrate your successes, or even outright hostility. The Bible is replete with cautionary tales about the devastating consequences of jealousy and envy. Cain's murder of Abel, driven by envy of God's favor, stands as a stark reminder of the depths to which these emotions can lead. Proverbs warns us that envy is rottenness to the bones. These emotions consume us from the inside out, poisoning our minds and hearts, and ultimately leading to spiritual and emotional decay. People consumed by jealousy and envy will often cross lines that love would never dare to approach. They will spread rumors, betray confidences, and even engage in acts of sabotage to tear down their target. Consider the story of a colleague who sabotages a coworker's project out of envy for their talent, or the friend who spreads malicious gossip to undermine a relationship they secretly desire. These are not isolated incidents. They are the predictable outcomes of unchecked resentment. Love, as described in 1 Corinthians 13, is patient, kind, and does not envy. It does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Disdain, resentment, and hate, fueled by jealousy and envy, operate by a completely different set of rules. They are driven by self-interest, fueled by bitterness, and ultimately destructive to both the target and the perpetrator. So how do you protect yourself from these toxic individuals? First, be mindful of the company you keep. Surround yourself with people who genuinely celebrate your successes and support your growth. Second, set clear boundaries. Don't share personal information with those you don't fully trust, and be prepared to distance yourself from anyone who consistently exhibits signs of jealousy or envy. Finally, and most importantly, arm yourself with spiritual protection. Pray for discernment and ask God to shield you from the negative energy of others. Remember, the battle against jealousy and envy is not just a personal one, it is a spiritual one. By recognizing the signs, setting boundaries, and seeking divine protection, you can safeguard yourself from the destructive forces of the green-eyed monster and cultivate a life of peace, joy, and genuine connection. Stay uplifted, beautiful souls.